Imagine a world where the price of a single mistake isn't just a fine or a prison cell, but a slow public descent into a living nightmare. In the heart of the Ottoman Empire, justice wasn't just served, it was carved into the flesh of the guilty as a warning to the world. The history of the Ottoman Empire is a tapestry of immense power and breathtaking cultural achievement. But beneath the golden domes of Istanbul lay a chilling reality of brutality. To maintain a reign that spanned 3 continents, the Sultans relied on an array of punishment methods designed to do more than just penalize. These were psychological weapons, engineered to deter rebellion and instill absolute fear. Today, we step back into this era of shadows to explore the most gruesome methods of Ottoman justice, from the surgical precision of the blind to the agonizing end of the stake. We begin with a punishment that stripped a man of his world before it took his life: eye gouging. Reserved for the most serious offenses against the state, this was the ultimate fate for traitors. According to the writings of the traveler Evliya Çelebi, this was often a public spectacle. In the center of a crowded square, the condemned would be restrained as sharp instruments were used to remove their sight. It was a symbolic incapacitation. By taking their eyes, the state rendered them powerless to ever participate in society again. For many, this eternal darkness was considered a fate far more terrifying than the blade. Perhaps the most iconic symbol of the Sultan's power was the beheading. It was the standard for those seen as a direct threat to the stability of the empire. Whether by sword or axe, the Ottoman executioners were known for their swift efficiency. This wasn't just about ending a life, it was a grand performance of authority. Consider the case of Sheikh Bedreddin in 1420. A former judge and mystic, he led a massive rebellion of peasants against Sultan Mehmed I. Despite his high social and religious standing, the threat he posed to the state was too great. He was captured and publicly beheaded in the town of Serres. After great battles, the Ottomans would often decapitate enemy leaders, sending their heads back to the capital as grisly trophies, proof of a victory that brooked no dissent. Not every punishment ended in death, but some made the victim wish it had. The Falaka was a method of corporal punishment used to maintain order among soldiers, slaves, and even unruly students. It involved securing the victim's feet and beating the soles with a wooden rod or stick. While it left no permanent scars, the pain was excruciating, often leaving the individual unable to walk for days. It was the perfect tool for the empire, a way to inflict maximum agony and instill discipline without damaging the property or the soldier permanently. For common crimes like theft or murder, the empire turned to hanging. Bodies were often left suspended in public squares for days, serving as a silent, swaying reminder of the law. In more gruesome variations, hooks or poles were used to prolong the agony. If the crime was theft, the punishment was often permanent: amputation. In the middle of a bustling marketplace, a thief would lose a hand or a foot. This was both physical and symbolic, a permanent mark of shame that ensured the community would always know they were standing in the presence of a criminal. In a highly patriarchal world of the Ottomans, power was tied to lineage. Therefore, one of the most devastating political retributions was emasculation. By removing a man's ability to procreate, the state didn't just punish the individual, they erased his future and stripped him of his social standing. It was a psychological execution of a man's identity and his family's bloodline. Finally, we reached the most infamous method of all: impalement. This was a slow, calculated descent into death. A sharpened stake was driven through the body in a way that avoided vital organs, ensuring the victim remained alive and conscious. This agonizing process could take days. While history often associates this with Vlad the Impaler, the Ottomans used it effectively as a tool of terror to suppress resistance across their vast territories. It was the ultimate statement of the empire's reach, a death so public and so painful that it silenced entire regions. These methods were a reflection of a time when justice was a tool for survival and order required extreme measures. As we look back on these chilling chapters of history, we see the complex and often brutal price of maintaining one of the world's most formidable empires. If you found this deep dive into the darker side of history compelling, ensure you show your support. Engage with the content by liking and subscribing to stay informed on the fascinating realities of our past. Keep exploring, because the history you don't know is the history that repeats itself. Thank you for watching.